Well, hello everybody. Bear with me 1 second. Hopefully you can hear me now. Just testing. Let's see if it works, because it should. I'm just testing, because I haven't done... no stream notification yet. Let me just swipe and see. Yeah, okay, we are live. Wait, can you hear me? Okay, you can. Okay, good. Hello everyone, and you probably don't recognise me, but if you're in other leagues, you might. My name is Cameron Dawn. I'm F1 driver in GRS Northern Irishman, and a little last-minute step in because of Luke's rubbish internet. I'm here commentating the F2 finale in GRS Season 4 for Japan. Did I think I was going to be here a few minutes ago? No. But I'm here and I'm more than happy to be doing this today, as the championship battle is not just one driver or two drivers, it's a three-way fight. This three-way fight is between Paul Nadler, or known the PlayStation username of Lockig Lotch, Versingin, who is Blake Ward, and Noodles, who is Harry Wales. 2 points separating. Let me just get the exact number up for everyone. Bear with. Where is this? In here? No. Where's the message? Here we go. Harry Wales currently leading the championship, 148 points in the Alpine. Then Paul Nadler, Lockie Glotch, and P2, 147. And then Blake Ward, 146. So, pretty much, if one of them wins, whoever the highest is out of them, wins the championship. And ironically, the first person who's going to be starting a lap for the season finale around F2 is going to be the man who sits in B3 with a chance at the championship, Blake Ward from America, I believe, the US. So, round turn 1, and it is very, very wide, pretty much going off track. Let me just quickly get a track map up as we watch him go around all the corners. My phone is not working. As we are at Suzuka, I should say, as he now enters into Sector 2. It is a 33-2 time for Sector Split, round turn 8 and turn 9. Third and fourth gear round there is my opinion. Then you have turn 10 into the sweeping left of turn 11. You want to go a little wide on the exit, put the power down early like Blake does. Very nice. Round turn 12, the large right-hander, and then into the two left-handers, turn 13. Ideally, maybe 5th or 6th gear, and then down to 4th or 5th gear. Blake goes down to 4th, round turn 14. He does it very nicely. Down the back, straight, where some people say there should be DRS, but there isn't, as it is a 113.5 for second sector split, round turn 15, and then the last three corners, you want to take as much curb here, turn 16, turn 17, and then to the last corner, turn 18, Blake Ward is the first to set a lap, and what will it be? It's going to be a 30.3 to start us off. It's then going to be Mitch Snape next, so the two Haas drivers both being the first to finish their laps. He's going to set a 32, it's then the McLaren setting a 30.3, going 1,000th behind Blake Ward on his first lap. It's then Nicky Lauda setting a 31.9, I know that's not his real name, I don't know any of the names, sorry. 33.6 from Shanks, it's then the Aston Martin of Marek starting a lap, then it's it's Adam Who sets the 29.8 to set us off? Oh, wait, never mind. Harry Wells goes even faster. 29.73 with a Ferrari coming up soon. It's this Zolf. Yeah, Zolf. Aero F5 champion. Raced in GRS last season, and then he's appeared out of nowhere. I didn't even know he was racing. A 31 for him. Tyler looks to have done a double out lap. Ennis goes P5 up at 30.7. Paul is Paul. 30, oh, not 30, 29.645 for Paul. This man I love but hate at the same time. If anyone knows the history, I have a little bit of history with him. I was teammates with him at the start of this season. I was, in fact, rivals with him. I'm not trying to promote other leagues, but if there's quite a few drivers here in the league who will know about Euro. Me and Paul fought in Season 8 Euro F3 for the championship. He ended up winning against me. In other words, what it was my consistency. Was absolutely shocking, is the proper way to say it. But anyway, most people probably diving into the pit lane now. I think Marex, oh, he's actually diving in, as that one Mark. You see, I'm sorry, but I don't know most of these drivers' names. As also, I'm on PlayStation, so like the PC people have their actual PC names. They don't have their real names. So, sort of struggling trying to figure out who is who. But it's fine, you know, it's fine. Extinct Arya Arva son, I think, as Lassie is here. Joining just a little late, but I'd say it's fine. Tyler set a official lap time there, 31, as he does a little spin. Adam Lapidge, probably, yeah, he's doing a double out lap. I think he went slow on the first lap because he set a 38.6, which is about 9 seconds slower than Paul. So yeah, definitely on another lap now. He is actually one of the only drivers out on track right now. Is Harry Bales doing another one? Is Harry Bales doing another lap, or am I just being a bit dumb here? Because it looks like he is. But at the same time, I don't think... No, he's turned off ERS. I don't think he is, right? That one, Mark goes P7 with 30.8. It looks like Harry's backed out. He was on a lap. Tyler, Snape, Mitch is on the lap. 3/10 up. He needs to be improving by about a second to be anywhere near the top 9 right now. 3/10 will promote him to P10. An improvement. 31.6 puts him into P10. Still about 5.5 though to find for him to reach into the top 9 as Lassie, as that is someone setting a lap time. Who was that? That was Iron Rav in the Alpha Tari setting 30.2 on his first lap. That will put him into provisional P4 as his teammate Paul Nadler, only for this race. Not trying to be biased, but the man who I'm rooting on is Paul. Let's just hope his internet has gotten fixed or doesn't decide to try do what Luke's internet is doing to him right now. Let's just hope that, because Luke has a few troubles with his internet. So let's just hope today is a smooth sailing race for him. No disconnections, anything like that. Because we want the championship fight to be as fair as possible. As Callum Lyons is on a lap in the Williams. I don't know his real name. I'm going to take a guess. Callum Lyons. As there is yellow sectors all over the track. As Callum Lyons actually looked like he set a really nice first sector there. 32.7. I can't remember if that's good or not. But Iron Rav, I think, is running out of fuel. Or he's letting Paul past. Yeah, there's yellow flags all over the track. Yeah, he's just letting Paul past. Paul will be starting a lap time. Just looking at the times, Blake, has to pick it up a little bit. He's got to improve by about 6 tenths to be up where Sam and Paul are right now. But Paul is going to start a lap, so we're going to ride on board fully with him. We're going to do the full track guide. So into turn 1, you ideally want to be going flat out. Then round turn 2, you want to stick it as much as you can on the exit. Paul has messed up there. Believe he has backed out instantly. Yes, he has. Yeah, Paul has backed out. Yeah, because ERS isn't on. So, is Callum Lyons set at 30.1? I did say it looked like a good first sector. That will put him into provisional P4. Still got maybe around just short of 3 tenths to find to Adam, who currently sits in P3. But yeah, Paul has backed out of this lap. Blake Ward, starting a lap time, P3 in the championship, if people have forgotten or are only just tuning in now to the stream. Lassie is finishing a lap time. We're right on board with him as he comes around the last 3 corners, turns 16, 17 and 18. What could he set is the question. Is he going to be up there? Yes, he is. 29.9 first lap. He's joined a little late, but he is right up there. As also Marek City Lap, ERO PlayStation F3 champion. He goes P9 provisionally with a 30.5. Anyway, back on board with the top 3, I guess you could say, in the championship. Blake is 5 tenths up. So this is the time which he is needing to stick. He's 5 tenths up. This is going to put him... He needs another tenth or two to stick it near Paul and Harry. The question is, will Blake be able to do it? As Harry Wales is on a lap a few cars behind, going round turn 11 right now. The little Alpine light blue dot just underneath the 2 on the track map, if you see. But Blake, I didn't see his sector 2 time accidentally. Round the last 3 corners, 16, 17 and 18. Can he stick it on provisional pole? Can he be up there with everyone? It's a 29.819. He does find 5 tenths, but he still has to get 2 tenths to be ahead of Paul, as Harry is on a lap time. He is purple sector 2. We have not saw his sector time, so we don't know if he's on for 28 or just, a low 29. But we'll see right now, as he comes across the line, it's going to be a 29.3. He goes 1,000 for 4 tenths faster, and that will put him just over 3 tenths clear of Paul, who has went into the pit lane after not being able to set a second lap. So Paul leaving himself in not the greatest of positions right now. As Ennis, I did not see, has went P4 with a 29.835. He goes 2 thousandths faster than Adam. As Iron Rav is on another lap. Extinct Body, actually no, he is not. He is instantly invalidated. Zulf, is Zulf on a lap? He was down a lot. I believe he's probably going to go into the pit lane. I might be wrong though. Down into the pits, yeah. Adam Lapage, however, is ending a lap. He's racing. Or is he? No, he's starting again. He's done a double out lap, I believe. Shanks is a tenth and a half down. He's currently in a 32.7. As Harry is not on another lap because his fuel light is flashing. Blake only entering the pits now. Adam is setting one up now. No, he has decided to dive into the pit lane. Iron Rav, of course, invalidated his lap time. So currently, there is no one on the lap. Shanks, I don't know why I said out, he has no ERS. Adam Lapage is the only man on the lap right now. So, you know what, we might as well ride on board with him, because he's only one on the lap, but he's 3.5 tenths down. How is that possible? Is he not using ERS? Oh my days, he hasn't turned on ERS. Adam! You didn't turn on the ERS. Lapage, actually, I'm gonna say. So I think Adam's going to dive into the pit lane because he's right now in for 38. Slower than his time. There we go. As Rodwell has just made it in time. But he needs an invite and he is in. So he might just have enough time to go out and do one lap. But I mean, it's quite ironic. Look at the top three right now. The top three right now is the top three fighting for the championship today. However, I do feel like if one of their races is ruined, there is going to be absolute carnage in chats. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what is going to happen. That is to say the least. So, who is on a out lap? Ennis is on the out lap. Lassie is on the out lap. Callum is actually starting a lap time. So, you know what? We're going to ride on board with Callum then. Callum Lyons on PlayStation in the Williams. Believe he's will because the rotation is very smooth, which would suggest he's wheel. Ennis coming up to be starting a lap soon. So we're going to continue riding board with Callum Lyons. He is 11 thousandths up on his time. He needs about a tenth and a half to enter into the top 6. So as it stands right now, he will stay in P6. He will stay in P7. This will be his final run, so you know he has to send it. It's the only thing he can do, as most drivers are out now for their final lap, I should say. As Callum Lyons going around turn 14, that was. It didn't maybe look the smoothest, but we'll see it across the second sector line. He is a tenth and a half up, so Callum Lyons right now could probably overtake Lassa, but Lassa is starting a lap as well. But Callum Lyons, the first of many to be finishing his first lap, what's it going to be? 29.9. It will put him into P6. Next driver, by the looks of things, is the Alpha Tari of Iron Rav, better known as Extinct Body, finishing or starting? Starting a lap. It's then double Haas. So, Iron Rav to Blake Ward is the order which we're doing, so I'll remember that. So, riding on board with Iron Rav. A few drivers nailing this time, including Paul and Harry, as Lassie's actually spun. So Callum looks like he might be keeping the P6. Ennis goes P2 at 29.600. I didn't see that he was on a lap. Anyway, Iron Rav, 3 thousandths down on his time. Blake Ward, 4 tenths down. Blake's not having a lap at all. As going back to Iron Rav, there's Zolf, I believe, coming across the line. He's not improved. Going back to Extinct. Going around mid-sector 2, turn 13 and turn 14. Can he be up in his time? He wants to try to put himself in the best position. He does need around 3 tenths though. But he's 2.5 tenths up. So, he has a chance to sneak into the top 7 here, potentially, if he can set a flying last sector here. As, coming across the line, we're going to quickly switch to the Haas. Where is he going to go? He's going to go into P6. But then it's Blake Ward. Stays P4. And then we've got Paul, who is 4 tenths up. Harry Wales is only a tenth up. So Paul, coming across the line, can he put it on pole? It's 29.0. And then Harry Wales sets a 29.07. Paul, Adam is the only man left, I believe, who could really challenge. It's going to be a 29.7. That is qualifying done. Paul Nadler is on pole position. It's then Harry Wales, and then it's the two Red Bulls, Ennis and Adam, and then Blake being in P5. So the Red Bulls are able to ruin Blake's chances here at a championship fight, potentially. So as I said, Paul Nadler, Lockig, sets pole position, giving himself the best chance possible to win the championship today, as he has Harry Wales very close behind. It's then nearly a 6/10 gap to Ennis, who is then followed behind by his teammate Adam Bradshaw. It's then Blake, not in the greatest of positions. It's then extinct Callum Lyons, Blackfighter or Lassa, Adam Lapage, Tyler, Flaky, Marek, Zolf, or Darius, that one Mark, Snape, Nicky Lauder, Shanks, and then Rodwell. Rodwell not being able to set a lap time at the end. Best teamwork you've ever seen. I'm going to guess a little bit of slipstream between Adam and Ennis by how he's saying that. So, this is the race. The biggest title fight, I mean, I might be wrong in saying this, the biggest title fight we have saw in... I'm in a car. I thought this was going to happen. I am in a car. So, brilliant. So, any carnage at the start, you know. So, I'm just going to retire in the bits. I mean, the stream misses the start. Yeah, that's the only annoying thing. It misses the start and the biggest part of the race. So, you know, I'm not going to do a big start here or anything, because, you know, there's no point. I'm just going to sit here, off the grid. I'm not, you know, challenging or anything. I'm just going to take a nice little chill, but see if any carnage happens, as in, see which cars go off as I retire in the pit lane. So, I see one car off. I don't know who that is, but it's an Alpine, no, it's a Williams, actually. As there is carnage ahead, he's came back onto the track. That's actually Callum. He was up there at the top of the grid. Now down in P17, I believe he might have gave Rodwell some damage, actually. I still see Paul in the lead. I believe it is Paul, then Harry, and then Blake. I believe Blake's managed to get past at the start. Is that Adam into the wall? As yes, I believe Paul is still in the lead, followed by Harry Wales, and then I believe Blake has gotten up into P3. I might be wrong, but it looks like he has, and then actually Lassa has followed him as well and gotten up into P4, so the Red Bulls, I think, have fallen down both two positions. Actually, Iron Rav's in the middle of that as well. I've nearly went off track not paying attention. I'm too busy looking at the minimap. Let me try nail. Oh yeah, I've got no setup on, that's why I'm like so slow in the corners. No wonder. Right, let me quickly get into the pits to retire. So, it looks like Harry and Paul, just by the minimap, are flying away. The current grid right now is Paul, Harry, Blake, Lassa, then a Red Bull, an AlphaTauri, and a Red Bull. That's confirmation Paul is still in the lead. Someone's gone. Okay, retire, quick. Okay, I need this to hurry up, as Lassa's actually pitted. He's got damage from the start. So yes, here is the grid. It's Adam in P4. So Ennis has had a rubbish start. I'm sorry, Ennis, but Snape is round in the first sector. So it is Paul and Harry flying with it right now. The tyre difference. Harry is on the mediums. There is a tyre difference. Harry is on the medium tyres. So Harry is going for the aggressive strategy by going the softer, faster tyre at the start of the race compared to Paul. But all Paul has to do is defend for as long as he possibly can. Blake is struggling to hold on, but Adam isn't able to hold on. So it looks like it might be the three main drivers, the three fighting for the championship. One of the biggest championship fights in GRS history, I believe. It looks like it will be those three in the top three for most of the race. Harry is very close to Paul here. He's not looking for a move as of yet, but... Oh, that's a warning, surely. But I'm going to guess maybe a move on the straight is what Harry will want to do, but he hasn't had the greatest of exits. So I think it might be Paul defending again for another lap or so. It's Ennis in P6, followed by Tyler, who is looking for a move and is also on the medium. So Ennis, although he's very close to Iron Rav, extinct, and could look for a move, he's got Tyler all over the back of him on those medium compound of tyres. Ennis is taking such different lines here to Tyler. Tyler is taking different lines to Ennis, I should say. It's very, very close between the two, as that's actually a braking board gone from Iron Rav, I believe. But it is Paul still in the lead, as Tyler has got past Ennis. I believe Ennis has had some sort of mistake there. I might be wrong though. But Tyler is up into P6 now on those mediums, as Ennis and Marek are making contact. I believe that that's either Ennis' internet connection or desync. I believe it is Ennis' internet connection, because I've saw people complaining about it before. Because he has been a little bit laggy when we've rode on board with other drivers. Like I say, we'll ride on board with Marek and we'll see. Actually, no we won't, because Harry Wales is a 10th behind Paul Nadler. He needs a good exit here. He needs to stick it, as he has done. DRS and DRS. It looks like it's inevitable for Harry, as Paul defends slightly, but it is Harry up into the lead of the race. So now he's got to use these mediums to his advantage. However, he's only on 25% ERS, now into the 30s. Paul is on 56, so Paul's having internet connections now. Oh no, this is not good. No, he's gone. That isn't him driving, that's his AI. Right? Or am I being wrong? That didn't look like it was an actual driver driving for a second there. Oh! Harry's pinned it! He's DNF'd! The man in the championship lead has pinned it, and it's caused a safety car! He had all the chances to win the championship today. And just like that, Harry Wales has thrown away a championship opportunity. I'm in utter shock, as people are getting drive-through penalties. What just happened? Harry Wales bins it on the exit of turn 9, and he DNFs from the lead of the race, the lead of the championship. The only way for Harry to win now is if Paul and Blake both don't finish in the points. I'm sorry, but this is Paul's race to win. We saw the gap he had to Blake before. It was 2.5 to Blake, who now sits in P2. So Paul, all he just needs to do is manage the tyres. And this could be very, very possible for him to take this championship. I can't believe that. I'm sorry, but that's... As Tyler's saying, was hoping for a late safety car. He sits currently in P5 on the mediums. As Harry is saying, GG, I've been F122'd, because the game is ridiculously stupid. So it kind of makes sense, you know. Harry, all I'm saying, there's always F1 next season. Can we see pens, please? Someone has said. Goated in-lap look since we're today. Thanks. Thanks, David. Can we see the... Yeah, I mean, all it is, I believe, is drive-through penalties from Cameron Lyons, who I think Cameron has thought he's able to service drive-through during the safety car. He would be wrong. The only penalty is Callum Lyons with a drive-through penalty. No one else has a penalty currently right now. Can't be in this lap. Next lap, I imagine it will be. So, I guess all we can say is we can wait until next lap. But, that is just... That's so interesting. Like... I still can't wrap my head around that, because we were right on board with Paul. We had the best view possible, and... You know... He DNF'd. The man in the championship leads only by a point to Paul and 2 points to Blake. But, you know, it was him v Paul v Blake tonight. And just like that. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't know what else to say. I'm just still shocked from that, because it looked like he was going kind of fast into the wall. He did have that moment. Did I think it was going to be a DNF? No. But he did go mainly tire wheel into the wall first. So it somewhat does make sense. But I can't believe that. It's something. I'm just going to say this, everyone. There's a potential possibility of interviews. We're going to... Well, it's my sake. We'll see when this race ends. If it is... I mean, we'll see just when it ends. There's a chance we might be doing interviews. If that is, it will be with either Paul or Blake. Because they are the only two who can now theoretically win the championship. It's between those two, and they currently sit 1-2 in the race, as they sit 2-3 in the championship. As I'm just looking at the rest of the standings here, a few drivers will want to be gaining a few points. Adam Bradshaw currently sitting in P3 of this race. That would promote him up into P7, overtaking me from my 3 races at the start of the season. I currently am still P7 in the championship from 3 races. Safety car in this lap. Why is there no message? Paul, I would suggest you slow down, brother. Because this is going to be a very late message if it is. Don't say it's going to be now. That would be ridiculous if it says now. It's too late. Right? Oh my days! Okay. That is ridiculous. I'm sorry. That is the dumbest message ever. But anyway, it's green flags. When is Paul going to go is the question. He's not going to go now. He's going now. That timing of that message was so bad. But anyway, Paul hasn't managed to keep Blake or any of them sleeping. Because, of course, there wasn't much time. As that is Tyler on the mediums. He is round, falling to the back of the grid. He is at the back of the grid now. And now it's Paul to just push, try to get that second gap to Blake. He's already got it up to 6 tenths, 6.5, 7 tenths, 7.5 tenths, 8 tenths. Paul is sending it. As there is a load of fighting in the back here. As Zulf and Flaky are side by side. There is near contact. Rodgwell's ran into the back of him. Mark's made the biggest reaction save ever, but has now left himself compromised for Lassa to slide up into the inside, which he has done so. Actually, Lassa went on 2 hards under that safety car, so he can potentially go to the end of the race, which will be a very interesting strategy call if that works for him. That was Ennis and Marik actually fighting each other as Flaky gets past Zulf, as Zulf is actually off track. He is majorly off track. Oh, there's contact between the Ferraris, between Lassa and Zulf. Zulf is not letting this man by. even though he's his teammate and he's fighting for a good position in this championship. As is Lassa going to send it? No, he's not. But Mark is on the inside of Lassa nearly. As it's an incident between Ennis and Marique. And they've all fell to the back of the grid. Marique's down in P13, Ennis in P15. As the two Williams enter into the two Williams enter the pit lane. Oh, so they're still double stacking. As Marique is trying to gain the positions back. Snape's all about the place now because of Marique. But now we go back up to the top of the grid where currently it is most important. Actually, no, it's not, because the Ferraris are deciding to go side by side. Zulf and Blackfighter, Lassa I should say. But looks like Lassa gets past Zulf. Zulf is now in P8. Mark is trying to get past, who's on the medium tyres, but it's not working out for him as of now, as he's nearly ran into the rear of Zulf there. As that is Shanks gone at the back at turn 8, I believe. He's actually gone again, as that was a reset to track, but it's the last race. I don't think anyone cares. Anyway, DRS is going to be enabled soon. Blake is just within the second gap. It's literally hundredths of a second, thousandths of a second difference. It's now about a tenth, as Blake has used a lot of his battery. Paul is on 60% I should say. Blake on 45. As then Adam is trying to hang on into the DRS range, but he is a 1.2 seconds out as DRS is enabled, so it will be technically next lap down the home straight, which we'll see DRS be used, but it doesn't look like Adam is going to be getting DRS. Iron Rav though will currently be getting DRS on Adam Bradshaw, and then it's a 3.3 second gap to Flaky behind, who is defending off the drivers, the likes of Rodwell and Lassa. Lassa, like I said, going for this insane strategy. The man did this to me in Bahrain, pitting in a very early safety car and going to the end. He made it work. I've made it work before in Japan. I have done 21-22 laps on hards, and I have made it work, surprisingly, on 85% tyre wear. So, I can somewhat have hope for Lassa here, as Rodwell, that was some internet connection there. Wow, that was interesting to say the least. Aston Martins, side by side, Marek and Mark. Mark has fallen back very fast. Marek gets past him up into the point paying positions P10. He might have damage on his wing though, because he went extremely wide there and is struggling to turn for a corner. But going back up to the top of the grid, Blake is out of the DRS range of Paul. So, Paul currently right now is safe from Blake, and he needs to keep that second gap. Blake is on 20%, Paul is 45%, so a clear advantage for Paul right now. As Adam Bradshaw having now a 2-second gap to Blake Ward in P2. And then it's Iron Rav in P4. Actually, what is the Constructors likes talking about it? Because I have a feeling the Constructors are still up for grabs. It is. And it's actually between AlphaTauri, Haas and Alpine. As Adam Leip just left. Andy's in P8. Do I have Adam added? Oh, I might not. Oh, I can't invite my friends. I have as minimum friends as possible, and it still won't let me invite people. So, I don't know. Someone's going to have to help out with that, because I can't do that. Maybe Harry, if he's still in the lobby. I think he might still be in the lobby. I'm just looking here. AlphaTauri have just overtaken Haas in the last race. AlphaTauri on 206 points, Haas on 205. Currently, Iron Rav is helping AlphaTauri taking the championship, so Paul could be looking at a constructor and drivers championship here in F2, as it's so unfortunate to see that Adam is now down into P10 as Ennis is fighting his way back up the field up into P11, will probably soon be back up into the points P10 as he's actually locked up. But Ennis should be fine. Marek on Zolf, it shouldn't be hard for him. Lasse on Rodwell as well, it shouldn't be that hard, and it isn't. Lasse is up into P6 on those 6 lap old hard tyres. They're going to be screaming for help around 21-22 laps. He will be in and around. Oh, as Zolf has gone, that is a little incident as Zolf has lost the car in turn 5, turn 4, turn 5, in and around those 2 corners. Alpine, I'm looking. Alpine, where's the other Alpine? There is no other Alpine. Oh, so Alpine are out of the constructor fight. That is Mark. Mark is having a major incident. As Nicky Lauder and Snape have run into the back of one another. Well, Snape into the back of Nicky. As, yeah. Look at this gap between Paul. 2.2 seconds. And then a 3-second gap. Oh, Iron Rav, speaking of it, I'm glad that I saw this. Iron Rav up into P3. However, he has literally handed Adam DRS by overtaking him there. So unless Iron thinks he can stay ahead, which, to be honest, he does have the ERS to do so, so I think Adam isn't going to fight this, because Adam can make a position, as I said, on me. Yeah, it's only possible for Adam to get up into P7 in the championship, which, don't get me wrong, P7 is a really good position. I'm just looking here. Rodwell isn't able to promote any places. Marique is able to move up into P4 if he gets like a win, and then Rodwell doesn't score anything. As Adams had a massive moment there, actually, just speaking of it, as we're riding on board with him. As something's happened to Ennis, because Ennis was literally behind Adam Lepage, and now he's down into P13. That is Zolf round again. Zolf is slightly struggling. The Williams of Callum goes past, and Zolf not having the greatest of races. Adam still isn't back, which is so annoying because I'm not able to invite him. Oh, it's so annoying. As Callum is the first driver to receive a time penalty, he gets a 3-second time penalty. So, tyre strategy, I believe, I might be wrong, it's 15, 20, 15, 12. 15 on the hard, 12 on the medium. For those on the mediums, like Flaky and Mark, it will be 12-17. So actually, we'll probably see Flaky pit this lap or next lap, as Adam's AI has boxed. Mark has boxed. I did say that Mark was probably going to box, as Adam's AI has put him onto softs. Okay, that is any point opportunity thrown away. I mean, he's AI, so. Zolf got a time penalty there. He's actually dived into the pits on the 12-lap old hards. Repairing his front wing onto mediums. Yes, he is. We go back up to the front of the field. The only fights which exist right now is Adam Bradshaw trying to hold on to the DRS of Iron Rav. Iron Rav is, or Extinct, is pushing very hard. He's nearly got that second gap on Adam. Oh! Lepage is back, but he won't be happy to see his AIs put him on softs. He's going to be furious when he sees that. Let's just hope he doesn't see the tyres he's on. Let's just hope that. As he's off the session. Okay, forget what I was saying. Ennis past Nicky Lauda up into P9 from everyone pitting. Ennis has managed to make a few positions. Rodwell's left, he's in P7. I can't invite Rodwell either. Yeah, that ain't good. Actually, hold on. Do I have Rodwell added on PlayStation? Because he's PlayStation. I think I do, right? R, Rodwell? I don't. Okay, that's not good. Yeah, I can't invite him. So both Mercedes are disconnected right now. Ah. As I just want to mention, it currently looks like right now. Unfortunately, I don't think I will be able to do interviews, but you know, I'll do the big hype ending to whoever wins this race, i.e., also wins the championship. Right now, it's looking like it could be Paul. Quite clearly, right now, it could be Paul. 3.5 second gap to Blake. I mean, Blake, of course, wants to try and win the championship, but he's able to stroll along like this, and he's able to get a P2 no matter what because of um, Harry DNFing. As Flaky is in the pit lane, it's 14 appled mediums. Well, 13 appled is when he decides to box onto the hards. So it will get interesting now with drivers deciding to pit. And of course, Flaky on the mediums at the start. Looks like he's going to come out in a nice bit of fresh air in P11 with Callum on the 10 appled mediums just a little bit behind. So, looking up at the front of the field, Adam still managing to just hold on to the DRS. Actually, it might be this lap he doesn't get it. Ian is using a slight bit of ERS. Adam is using most of his ERS. It looks like Adam's only just been able to stay in because of his slight advantage with ERS, which he has. And that looks like right now the only way he's hanging on. But I mean that sounds a little mean actually. Because then Aaron uses down here because Adam's got DRS and then he's got an ERS advantage. A 4.2 second gap between Paul and Blake. Paul, I imagine he's probably practiced a lot for this in his full push. Marika's the first driver on the hards to be boxing onto the mediums. This is the strategy now, though. But the interesting thing is that Iron Mav does not want to be pitting when Paul pits. There will be that time for him to know if he is pitting, as that is Zolf at the back spun round again. Turn 13, turn 14, that is. Snape has binned it. Is it going to be a safety car? It is. And all of a sudden, Marik has been ruined. And this now lets everyone pit onto mediums, potentially softs. I think the safe option, though, is mediums. Because the softs will be very, very dead at the end. So, yeah, I imagine Paul will box. Aaron Rav is backing off because, of course, he doesn't want to get held up at all in the pit lane from Paul. Boxing onto the mediums. Paul, as in Blake, will be in as well. If people don't pit here, I don't know. Yeah, Aaron is just backing off. He has to go in. I feel like Aaron is going to miss out here. He's going to get overtaken by Adam in the pit lane. Paul is on the mediums. Blake, I feel like Blake has to go on the softs. He has to take a gamble, right? He's on the mediums as well. What to watch here is Adam in Iron Mav. Who is out ahead? It is Adam. I said that this would happen. Adam has managed to get him as Rodwell's AI has stayed out and got up into P3. Oh, that's going to cause chaos. Lassa has decided to go onto the softs. This is what I like to see, someone wanting to take a little gamble. And Lassa is the one taking that gamble. But then at the same time, Adam and all them are going to be held up by an AI of Rodswell. Oh, I forgot about that. Flaky. He just pitted onto the hards. He's in Marek as well. So, Marek's up into P8, Flaky's up into P6. Of course, Flaky's kind of had to stay out with this because he was up in P5 or P6. P5 he was because Rodswell wasn't up that high before. And then, of course, he went from the mediums onto the hards. He's had to stay out, really, which is going to disadvantage him for the whole rest of the race because of him being on those hard tyres, but there's nothing he can really do. Marek was lucky enough to pit when the safety car came out, so he's managed to stay in the same position, I believe, or possibly he's got Ennis. I can't exactly remember though. Mitch saying, I'm so happy this season is over. These physics don't make sense. So, won't be in this lap, it'll be in next lap. Rochefell's AI, boxing now? Oh, boxing now. That's not Rodwell, right? That's still the AI. Wait, Rodwell's back, right? Rodwell's onto the softs, but it's a little unfortunate because, of course, now he's in P13 and he was up and around P6, P7, but because of the AI, he is, yeah, it's a little unfortunate. Anyway, 9 laps, 2 men fighting for the championship. It's all to play for. So Paul slowing down a lot to heat up the tyres. Zulf needs to catch up. He's actually a little bit behind, but the message should probably come up anytime now. Hopefully it doesn't do this late message like it did before. I need Zulf, catch up. Zulf, I'm watching you. Okay, safety car's in this lap, so good. It's done it a lot earlier than it was before. So Paul backing up the field now. Really, if you look at it, it's all to play for. Flaky and Lasses had a little illegal thing here. It's going to be chaos around P5 because Lasses on the softs, Flaky's on the hards. Paul will probably go out of the exit of this corner. Yes, he has. Has he caught Blake? Yes, he has. Flaky, 3 second... Wait, was that a 3 second time penalty or a 5 second time penalty for Flaky? It was a 5. And I believe it was for a collision last second with Lassa under the safety car. So all of a sudden, Flaky on the hards is going to fall even more with this 5 second time penalty. Are we going to see any moves is the question. Lassa will want past instantly as he could charge for a very high position here. But he's being really held up from Flaky right now. He'll probably look for a move here. Turns on the GRS. No, he doesn't. I think he thinks better. Then we might try get an exit and go for a move into this corner. Sending it on the inside. He decides not to. Flaky nearly runs into the back of Aaron Rav. As there is 3 moves. Nicky Lauda and Tyler. Rodwell and Shanks. And then Zolf and Adam Lapage's Ghost. As then Lassa is trying to get past Flaky. He goes off the track because of being forced wide, I believe. And it's now Lassa trying to get past. Flaky not using ERS. Just straight line speed. But it looks like he isn't going to fight it much more. Lassa is past and is up into P5. So it's now Lassa just to attack to the drivers ahead. Of course, he does have to conserve these tyres. Because I don't think they're going to go that long. It's also Blake. Blake is trying to hang in the DRS. He is on 35%. Paul is on 70%. So you can clearly tell Paul's playing the long game here. Blake is trying to push as much as he can at the start of this restart to hang on in the DRS. But at the same time, Paul is thinking ahead to the end of the race where he will use all of his ERS and straight line it, as he's actually nearly got the second gap on Blake, as there's a 1.3 second gap between Blake and Adam for P3 now. So it is all to play for at this current moment. As Lassie is trying to get Iron Rav, nearly making contact there, as he's on the soft tyres. He wants past Iron on the medium tyre, because of course Lassie could probably then go and attack Adam with the help of the arrest. And Lassie's had a massive moment, and that's going to cost him massively. He's dropped about maybe 5 temps there on Iron Rav, and Iron Rav is actually using his DRS. So was Adam there, and Iron Rav isn't in the DRS range, but I believe it isn't DRS yet anyway. But Lassa has a little bit of time to catch up if he wants DRS in the next lap, as DRS is now enabled, and Blake is using all of his DRS. He's on 10% now. He is flashing, and it is a 6/10 gap to Paul. Paul is sitting on 60%. So Paul, if he's really wanting to, he can send it, use maybe 20% ERS, and can get Blake out of the DRS range. Speaking of it though, it looks like he may be able to do it even without using ERS. It's nearly a 1 second gap, as that is a massive incident. That is Callum and Nicky Lauda. Actually different parts of the track, I believe, for those two. As Lassa's gone! The soft tyre, he's been pushing too much and he's ruined his chances. He drops down to P10, possibly even further, as Shanks and Mark are coming up behind him. But that is a heartbreak for him. As Ennis and Tyler are fighting, there's a little bit of contact between the two. But it looks like Tyler is passing up into P7. As Blake is nearly in the DRS range, Paul has to use all of his DRS here. Blake is using everything he has. Paul is using everything he has. Paul is going to keep him out of the DRS. I told you, this ERS advantage which Paul has had is going to help him keep Blake out of the DRS. And all he has to do now is just maintain that gap, and Paul will be champion of GRS F2. As that is Nicky Lauda at the back, having spun around turn 14. But look at the gaps in the field as Marek is getting past Flaky, who, remember, has that 5 second time penalty. As it stands, will only drop to P8. So Tyler and Ennis are still fighting for... Really, they're fighting for P6 at this current moment in time. As the only main other battle for a big position right now is between... As Lassa's gone again! Lassie has fallen at the very end of the race. It's so unfortunate to see that he's just fallen down so fast like this with 2 spins. He's down in P14. Penalties, he might be able to get a few positions, but currently right now it doesn't look like points is possible for him, which is quite unfortunate after, the amount of racing he was doing. As a little check in the just making the race spicy by crashing. That's what Mitch has said as, yeah. Come on, look at the gap. Actually, Blake's had a moment, never mind, hold on. Blake hit like a near 2 second gap to Adam. Adam's got DRS now, so Blake's had the biggest moment of his life, and Adam is now getting DRS. What happened? So all of a sudden, Paul has an even bigger and safer gap now for the championship. As Blake, I mean, all he has to do is score 3 points, so technically like a P8 finish, and he gets P2 in the championship. But I don't know what happened, but he's just all of a sudden fallen off so bad. Damage on... Rodwell's crashed again, he's in P9. Oh, it's annoying. And some people's internets, especially the two Mercedes, Adam and Rodwell, I don't know, they just keep on lagging out. As the gap is now 3 seconds between Blake and Paul. It's so mental, the pace which Paul has. That means Paul's, on this game cycle that I know of, is going to take 3 championships. ERO Season 8, ERO Season 9, and now GRS F2. So he's going to have 3 championships to his name in F1. Actually, 5. 6. Oh my days. I've just thought, in this game... In this game cycle, every single championship Paul has won, he has also won the Constructors. So that means Paul's going to have 6 championships, 3 drivers and 3 constructors in the F1 22 cycle. When you say it like that, it doesn't sound real. It could have been 4 if he raced the GRS Season 3. Which I think he did at the end. I might be wrong though. Or maybe he did but wasn't full time. I think it was that. Adam very close to Blake. 3 tenths between them now. I feel like this is going to be close. I don't want to jinx it, because it's Paul. But a 4-second gap. I want to say it's near confirmed that Paul's won the championship. But as I said, I don't want to jinx this. That is Rodwell's AI doing something. Lassie is off. Adam is continuing to crash. There's a safety car! What? Huh? Oh my days, we've just got the biggest shift, the biggest turn in GRS history. There is a safety car when Paul had a 4-second gap. Paul was almost safe to win the championship, and all of a sudden, we have got a safety car, which now not only ruins Paul's near confirmed championship. No, I literally jinxed it. I was saying about Paul winning the championship. It's pretty much confirmed that he's won the championship, and then the safety car comes out. Anything can happen now. This also ruins Flaky's race, as he's got a 5-second time penalty. Rodwell's AI is deciding to pit under the safety car. Everyone's staying out. We're going to have 2 laps of racing with everyone bunched up. I can guarantee you that someone in this top 8, maybe 9 will spin. Someone is going to be taken out. As in, another driver is going to accidentally hit them. Let's hope it's accidental. I'm eyeing on Paul and Blake. Because if Blake rams Paul, that's going to be massive. That's all I'm saying. It's not, that's the thing. It literally... It can only... it will be in this lap. I know it's only been one lap. The safety car's out. It can only be in this lap because of how the game works. You do two main laps. You do 26 and 27 in this race at least. So I believe we're gonna see the message on like the back straight of the safety car being in. The top 10, it looks like it'll probably be the top 12. But Adam and Rodwell are both disconnected, so really it's going to be the top 10 who are going to be the only ones who are going to catch up in time. I think Callum is going to be very close. I don't think he is though. It should be in this lap. Tyler, something's happened to Tyler. Yeah, it is in this lap. So though we have only saw one lap, we're going to have the two biggest laps in F2 history, I feel like. As Paul is going to have to defend off Blake for 2 laps to take the championship. The nerves in all these drivers, their heart probably doubled or tripled in heartbeats. Paul has went and Blake is stuck with him. Oh my days, this is going to be so close into turn 1. Blake is right with Paul. He can't make a send though, can he? Is he going to try? He's lagging a lot and he's having a bit of internet connection issues as Adam is following behind. I'm sorry, but I'm standing up for this. I have to walk about. This is... Same thing happened in F3 yesterday. Elliot Savage is saying. Elliot Savage being the F3 champion. He is saying this exact same thing happened in F3. So for some reason, F3 and F2 have had a late safety car and it's caused the championship to possibly flip. It's changed it completely. It makes the end of the race so entertaining. I'm walking about while watching the screen because this is too big to be sitting down for. That is someone who is that spun. It's Shanks down in P14. I'm just checking it's nobody in this top 11-12 fight. It is not. Flaky is on the back of Marek. Is he going to... On the back of Marek, is he going to be able to get him? Because of course Flaky has his 5-second time penalty. So his race pretty much almost over. As we go back to the front, Paul, Blake, Adam, Iron Rav. That is the top 4 right now who are all sticking with one another. Actually, there's quite a big gap between Adam and Blake. But Blake, if he's looking for a move, he's going to have to do it very soon, and it might have to be in the straight, but Paul has the ERS advantage. He has saved it for this lap, the final lap of F2 GRS Season 4. Paul has saved this battery and is sending it on the straight. He's using absolutely everything he possibly can. He's on 40%. Blake is only on 20. It's the last lap. Rodwell sets the fastest lap of the race. It's now or never for the likes of Paul and Blake. Paul has to, it's whoever wins between Paul and Blake wins the championship. He has to send it. It's going, but Blake's too far behind. Paul, as I said, Paul can flick a switch and can turn on the biggest pace difference you see in your life. And I know from, like I said at the start of the stream, I went against him Euro F3. That man's consistency and pace, he can literally flick a switch and he can gain 5-6 tenths on you. And look at the gap, 1.1 seconds. What have I told you? Lassie Bendit. Oh, Lassie Bendit. Oh. So has Shanks. Anyway, going back to the top, it's Paul. Coming round, turn 13 and turn 14. Lucky Glotch, Paul Nadler, this is going to be his Zolfa spun. This is going to be his 3rd championship in the F1 22 game cycle. It's been so good for him. It's going to be his first title in GRS. He comes round the last few corners now. Paul Nadler, the German, is going to come across the line to win the F2 championship. And he takes the fastest lap. He steals it from Rodwell on the soft compound of tyres. That is unbelievable. Paul Nadler, congratulations. You take P1 in the championship. It is Blake in P2. And then unfortunately, Harry, who DNF'd at the start of this race, is going to only finish in P3 of the championship. Adam gets the podium, so he moves up to P7 in the championship. It's a brilliant race from Iron Rav, which now also confirms AlphaTauri winning the championship. So Paul is taking the double this season in GRS. Marik gets P5, Ennis P6, Tyler P7, Mark P8, Flaky P9, even with the 5-second time penalty, and Rodwell P10, rounding it off. Wow. That's unbelievable. Paul Nadler, congratulations, you're a GRS champion. You're the F2 Season 4 champion. Wow, that is something. As he walks out onto the podium for what I feel like is probably like the 8th or 9th time this season. I'm going to check as the man, as the gritty is dancing him out. Of course. Of course. But let's just have a little quick check. How many? That's Paul's 6th podium. It's his 6th win. He doesn't get 2nd or 3rds. It's only wins. And he has won the championship because of it. Congratulations to Paul. He takes the championship. Blake will finish P2, and unfortunately Harry Wales will drop down into P3. But as you can see here, a brilliant race from the likes of Marik, who finishes in P5 from starting in P12. Blake getting up to P2 was a very good race from him. Adam getting a podium is very nice from P4. Iron Rav Extinct getting P4 in the race. He finishes. I don't know. He's going to move up quite a few positions, I think. Marik gets P5, Ennis P6, Tyler P7, Mark P8, Flaky P9, and Rodwell P10, and then everyone else: Adam Leapage, Callum Zulf, Nicky Lauder Shanks, who bend it at the end there. We saw quite ironic timing. We didn't see Lassab in it. But Lassab binned it, so he DNF'd, and the rest are DNFs of Snape, Harry Wales, and then me, but, I retired in the pit lane. Wow. So yeah, thank you to everyone who watched today's race. Of course, tune in tomorrow for F1. Of course, the championship's already confirmed, but yeah, definitely tune in for tomorrow to watch the F1 race. So, thank you to everyone. I have been Cameron Don. You may, we'll see, but you may see me next season commentating a little bit more. I have said I might be able to commentate, so we'll see. There's a possibility. But anyway, I want to say thank you to everyone. Unfortunately, I'm not able to do interviews. But thank you to everyone who has watched F4 this season. Not F4. Thank you to everyone who has raced in F2 this season, and who has watched, raced, anything to do with F2. Thank you. It's been so... I've normally been spectating it, and it has been so great to see. Thank you. Tune in next season for F1, F2, F3, potentially more tiers. We'll see how it is next season. Tune in for those. Join the Discord for the sign-ups if you're looking to drive in GRS. But apart from that, I've been Cameron Don. Thank you for watching F2 this season, and today watching Paul Nadler win the championship and AlphaTauri win in the Constructors. And we'll see you next season in Season 5 for GRS Global Racing Series.